Namaste, my dear friends. Even after freedom, Hindus are facing problems everywhere, and Hindu temples were destroyed by the cruel Muslim invaders, and even after independence, due to the indifferent attitude of the Congress party, Hindus are facing the same problems as they were facing during slavery times. In this series, I am going to talk about Bhojshala's turbulent journey, a saga of faith and conflict. In the early 2000s, the sanctuary became embroiled in a political maelstrom as administrative decisions threatened its sanctity. With the backing of the Congress government, the Muslim community was granted permission to offer prayers within the premises, while Hindu devotees faced prohibitions and police cases. In the heart of Madhya Pradesh's Dhar district lies a captivating relic from the 10th century, a monument that transitions between its roles as a temple on Tuesdays and a mosque on Fridays. This architectural marvel, dating back to the 10th century, bears the dual identity of Bhojshala Ma Vagdevi Temple and Kamal Maula Mosque, a testament to the region's cultural tapestry. March 11, 2023 marked a significant turn of events when the Indore bench of the Madhya Pradesh High Court issued an order summoning the Archaeological Survey of India to conduct a comprehensive survey of the site. Endowed with two venerable monikers, Bhojshala and Ma Vagdevi Temple, the location owes its nomenclature to Raja Bhoj, the visionary ruler of the Parmar dynasty whose reign from 1000 to 1055 AD left an indelible mark on the region. Raja Bhoj's unwavering dedication to enlightenment and scholarship manifested in the establishment of a prestigious college in Dhar, which later evolved into the renowned Bhojshala. Drawing scholars from far and wide, this bastion of learning nurtured disciplines ranging from music and Sanskrit to astronomy and philosophy, earning its reputation as the world's foremost Sanskrit academy. However, amidst the pursuit of knowledge, the sanctuary of Bhojshala endured turbulent times. Throughout the annals of history, waves of turmoil swept over the hallowed grounds, orchestrated by successive Muslim monarchs between 1305 and 1514 AD. The destructive fervor culminated in the ruthless onslaught of Alauddin Khilji in 1305 AD, marking the first of many assaults on the majestic temple. In the early 2000s, the sanctuary became embroiled in a political maelstrom as administrative decisions threatened its sanctity. With the backing of the Congress government, the Muslim community was granted permission to offer prayers within the premises, while Hindu devotees faced prohibitions and police cases. The ensuing conflict bore witness to acts of violence and resistance, culminating in a legal battle that saw the faithful reclaim of their right to worship. Yet the struggle persists as the matter remains entangled in the labyrinth of legal proceedings. With the recent court order for an ASI survey, hope flickers anew, a beacon of justice illuminating the path towards resolution for a place where faith and heritage converge. Sent by Situated in the Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh, Bhojshala enjoys convenient transportation links via railway and road. Traveling from Indore to Dhar by bus, a journey of approximately 2 hours covering 64 kilometers. This correspondent then took a local auto rickshaw from the bus stand, a 10-minute ride to reach the centrally located Bhojshala campus surrounded by schools and temples. Upon arrival in the city, adorned with saffron flags and decorations for the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha Day, the correspondent noticed barricades marking the campus entrance with a police chowki nearby. A notice board outside the chowki delineated specific days for Hindu Tuesday from Suryodaya to Suryast and Muslim Friday between 1 pm to 3 pm. Visits with the rest of the week open to all visitors for a nominal ticket of ₹1. Passing through the barricade and proceeding about 500 meters, the correspondent observed the green and white domes of the mosque. As per the official records, these slabs bear two odes dedicated to the Kurmavatara, the crocodile incarnation of Vishnu, inscribed in Prakrit. Additionally, two Sarpabandha pillar inscriptions are present at the site, one featuring the Sanskrit alphabet and the chief inflectional terminations of nouns and verbs, and the other containing personal terminations of the tenses and moods of Sanskrit grammar. These inscriptions, dating back to the 11th-12th century AD, are engraved in the characters of that period. Above them, two Sanskrit stanzas in Anustam meter are engraved. The first stanza lauds Udayaditya and Narva Raman, the Parmara kings who succeeded King Bhoja directly. The second stanza attributes the pillar inscriptions to Udayaditya, leaving no doubt that King Bhoja's college or temple of Saraswati stood here and was dwelt by his successors. It is essential for readers to understand the historical context of Bhojshala. The first attack on Bhojshala occurred in 1305 AD by the merciless Alauddin Khilji, marking the beginning of an Islamic invasion 36 years earlier, when Kamal Maulana, a Muslim fakir, arrived in Malwa, employing deceptive tactics to convert Hindus to Islam. Over the years, he gathered intelligence on Malwa, eventually aiding Khilji's massacre of 1200 Hindu scholars and destruction of temple complex. Originally, Bhojshala spanned from Munj Talab to Gyanpura and served as a residence for acharyas, boasting a grand mandap adorned with carvings and inscriptions. Now reduced to its core, the Garbhagriha, measuring 200 feet by 117 feet, sculptor Manthal's creation, the Sangmarmar statue of Ma Vagdevi, once resided here, inspiring the design of Gyanpith Award trophy since the 1960s. Some of the stories claim that, impressed with the abilities of Kamal Maulana, the then ruler of the Parmara dynasty, gave him a piece of land to build their mosque, which is around 2 kilometers from the Bhojshala campus and is called as Rahmat Masjid. However, the Muslims claim Bhojshala as their mosque. In subsequent years, Muslim rulers like Dilawar Khan and Mahmud Shah further vandalized Bhojshala, attempting to convert it into a dargah, a trend that persists even after Maratha and British rule. Lord Curzon relocated the temple deity's idol to England in 1902, now housed in a London museum. Muslims attempted namaz within the Bhojshala during British rule in 1930, thwarted by Hindu activists from Arya Samaj and Hindu Mahasabha. In 1952, the central government handed Bhojshala to the Archaeological Survey of India. Concurrently, organizations like Rashtriya Swam Sevak Sangh and Hindu Mahasabha initiated campaigns to raise awareness among Hindus about Bhojshala, leading to the establishment of Sri Maharaja Bhoj Smriti Vasanatsav Samiti. Notably, Padam Shri Dr. Vishnu Sridhar Wakankar confirmed in 1961 that the Vagdevi idol in London was indeed the original one installed by Raja Bhoj. In a significant turn of events, Chief Minister Digvijay Singh 1997 decree permitted Muslim namaz at Bhojshala every Friday while restricting Hindu entry, allowing only puja on Vasant Panchami. However, Bhojshala fully reopened for Hindu darshan in April 2003 with devotees permitted daily visits except on Tuesdays reserved for floral worship. So this is a tragedy. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar my dear friends. Thank you. Since 2000, Hindu organizations have initiated the tradition of organizing Maharatri on Basant Panchami to rouse the Hindu community from dormancy. The inaugural Maha Aarti saw 49 couples from various castes and around 5,000 participants. By 2001, the number of couples grew to 1,001, establishing a yearly tradition on Basant Panchami. As Hindu attendance swelled, Muslims began commemorating Kamal Maulana's birthday on Basant Panchami, organizing their events. Consequently, the administration issued orders allowing Hindus to conduct puja until 1 p.m., after which Muslims could offer namaz on the premises. Tensions flared in 2003 when Basant Panchami coincided with Friday, leading to clashes between the administration and Hindu devotees. The confrontations turned violent, resulting in 3 Hindu fatalities in the police firing. Approximately 50 Hindu activists were arrested and jailed, marking a bloody chapter in the struggle. Subsequent clashes occurred in 2016 when Basant Panchami fell on Friday, with Hindus resisting eviction to accommodate Muslim prayers. Since 2003, Hindu organizations have persistently pursued legal claims to the temple site without success. To raise awareness about Ma Vagdevi and Bhojshala, these activists have established Dharam Raksha Samitis in every district sector. Ahead of the 2003 Basant Panchami, a massive Bhoj Rath Yatra traversed 267 locations in the district, drawing government scrutiny and prohibitions. When thousands of Hindus converged on Bhojshala after the Rath Yatra, the city was militarized and police deployed tear gas, resulting in numerous injuries and arrests. Around 50 women were locked in jails and more than hundreds of people were injured, with 37 of them being severely injured. Subsequent curfews were imposed across multiple regions and cases under IPC Section 302 and NSA were filed against Dharam Raksha Collective. Fines totaling rupees 1.16 crore were imposed on 315 Hindus, accompanied by property seizures. Despite these challenges, the administration eventually relented, permitting Hindus to enter the temple premises and offer puja on Basant Panchami and every Tuesday. Sankalp Jyoti Mandir. In 2005, 60 Dharam Rakshas undertook a barefoot pilgrimage from Ma Sharda Peeth Mehar to Dhar, bringing the Akhand Jyoti to be housed in a temple opposite Bhotsala. They vowed to transfer the Jyoti to Bhotsala upon the return of Ma Vagdevi's Murti from London and the Hindu reclamation of the campus. Since 2005, the Akhand Jyoti has burned continuously, symbolizing the wait for the temple's restoration. On March 11, the Madhya Pradesh High Court Indore bench issued a directive to the Archaeological Survey of India (ASI) to conduct a thorough scientific investigation, survey and excavation at the Bhotsala Temple Kamal Maula Mosque complex. This directive came during the hearing of an interlocutory application filed in a pending writ petition by the Hindu Front for Justice, which seeks a scientific survey of the temple mosque premises and aims to reclaim the complex on behalf of Hindus. Additionally, it seeks to prohibit members of the Muslim community from offering namaz on the premises. The court emphasized the necessity to demystify the nature and character of the monument maintained by central government from confusion. It asserted that it is both a constitutional and statutory obligation of the ASI to conduct a scientific survey and study promptly. The court issued the following direction to the Director ASI regarding the entire site. A. Conduct a comprehensive scientific investigation, survey and excavation using the latest methods, techniques and GPS survey within the disputed Bhotsala Temple Kamal Maula Mosque complex and its surrounding 50-meter peripheral ring area. B. Utilize the carbon dating method to ascertain the age and composition of various structures within the complex, both above and below ground. C. From an expert committee comprising at least 5 senior ASI officers led by the Director General, Additional Director General to prepare a detailed report within 6 weeks. D. Document the survey proceedings through photography and videography in the presence of nominated representatives from both petitioners and respondents. E. Open locked sealed rooms and halls within the complex, inventory artifacts, idols, deities or structure found within and subject them to scientific investigation, carbon dating and survey. F. Undertake any additional study or inquiry deemed necessary by the expert committee without altering the original nature of the complex. The court clarified that all other issues and submissions regarding relief claimed by petitioners or rights to worship and perform rituals will be considered only after receiving the report from the expert committee. Furthermore, decisions regarding the validity of the work upon the disputed complex and relief sought in the writ proceedings will be determined post receipt of the committee's report. Thank you for watching this video. Namaskar my dear friends. Thank you.